This video will help us in solving inequalities using the grapher. And so we've got the same equations or expressions that we had in solving equations. But the difference is that we have these symbols here, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or without the equals. So the first thing you want to remember is we're going to get all non-zero terms on the left, and we will have 0 on the right. So in this one, we would move the 6x over and the -3 over. When you collect terms, you have 8x here and you subtract the 6x, so now you have 2x. And then -4 and you add 3, you'd have a -1. So that work's been done here on the answers, and it's a less than or equal to. Now our symbol tells us lots of things, so we'll go through this, but just remember that when we graph it, we sketch it. Less than says our answer is going to be less than 0. Here's 0. So our answer is down here. If it's got an equals, you're going to have brackets in your answer where the numbers are. Infinities will always have parentheses. So let's go through one and go through and see how we do. So when we go to y equals, we're going to put in 2x minus 1, and we're going to put the 0 in y2. All right. So we don't put any of the inequality symbols. I'm going to do a zoom 6 just to get a regular window, and we have that. So you would have sketched that on your paper just with your line going there. Now we need to find the point where it crosses the x-axis. So we're going to do second, calc, 5, enter, 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 3 times, and we have 0.5. So that is our point where it changes. That's the solution if it were an equation. But because it's less than or equal, it's every x up to this point. So our answer is parentheses from negative infinity up to 0.5, and then we have a bracket because we had an equals, meaning it could be there, it could equal 0.5. So this is our solution. If we went to number 2, we would do the same. You have fractions there. So let's work. Okay, let's go to y equals, and this is the one that has been redone. And so we're going to do parentheses 1 divided by 2. Okay, close parentheses. We're going to have our x plus, note that we're putting the fractions in parentheses, 2 divided by 3x, so we've got to close, and then we have an x, and then we have a -12, and we have our 0 down in the bottom. So let's hit graph. And we see that we really can just barely see where it's touching here. So I want to go back to my window and make my X max. That's over here. I want to make it bigger. So I'm going to make that 20. Hit graph. And now we'll see that we should be able to see that. So again, we've sketched it. Draw your little grid, draw your line. Let's find out what that point is. Second calc, 5, enter, enter, enter. And it's 10.28. Typically, we are rounding to the hundredths places, so this is 10.29. So because this is greater than or equal to 0, that means everything above. So it starts here at 10.29 and goes to infinity. So bracket 10.29, comma, infinity, parentheses. So that would take care of that one. Let's go do number 3. It's got a radical in it, and we need to move that 3 over. So we have square root of 5x plus 6 minus 3. Now we have a greater than, no equals under it. So let's clear this, and we'll have square root of 5x plus 6. We will use our right arrow to go outside the radical, and we'll do minus 3. And there we go. So let's hit graph. I think we could go back to a zoom 6, just a standard one. All right, so here's our sketch. grid and just draw this little line. We want to find out what that point there is. Second calc, 5, enter, enter, enter. It is 0.6. Now, it means because it's greater than 0, it's everything above here. So from here all the way on. So because it's greater than and not greater than or equal to, we start with a parentheses, not a bracket. So parentheses 0.6 all the way to infinity. All right, let's go do, let's do number 5. It's got some absolute value in it. So let's clear that. And remember that we go to math and over to number. There's your absolute value. So in that bar, because we omitted number 4, we've got 2x plus 3. And then we over out of the bar, and we have minus 4 by the time we subtract this 9 over here. So plus 4, whoops, minus 4, sorry. Okay, all right, let's hit graph. Now, absolute value looks like that, so we need that point and that point. So we'll do second calc 5, enter, enter, enter. We get this one, which is 0.5. And then we need to move over here and get it. So we're going to do the same thing. Second calc 5, but we're going to use our left arrow and move that cursor till he's over there close. Enter, enter, enter. And we have negative 3.5. So our solution, it says, where is this thing less than 0? Well, that's everything that's below the x-axis. So from here to here. So our answer, we don't have an equals, parentheses, negative 3.5, all the way to 0.5 parentheses. All right, now looking at number 6, if we moved it around, we would be graphing this just like we did this one, but look at the picture. Is there anything down here? No x-intercepts. So there is no solution. There is no solution for this one, okay? Because where is this thing less than 0? There is nothing down here. All right, number 7. Let's do number 7 because it's a little different. So x squared plus 3x minus 4, and I think that's all we got. Okay, so let's graph. All right, and we are supposed to find where is this greater than or equal to 0? Well, that means this piece and this piece. Let's find the intercepts. Second calc 5, enter, enter, enter. We got 1 over here at 1. Second calc 5, enter, oops, I didn't do that one right. Let's see if this will do it. Enter, enter. Okay, negative 4. All right, so we've got negative 4 and 1, but it's this piece and this piece. So if you're looking over here at the answer sheet, it's this piece and this piece. So on the left, we're starting at negative infinity and we go all the way up to negative 4. Then we have a break and we start at 1 and we go to infinity. So that's the way that one would look. On 8, you would do the same thing. You would graph y equals this, find these 3 numbers, and since it's greater than, it's this piece and this piece. So you would end up with from negative 2 to 0. Then you'd put a union, which we did here as well. Start again at 1 and go to infinity. On number 9, when you graph it, it says, where is this thing less than 0? Again, there is nothing down here, so no solution. And the last one is when you graph it, you get up above here, but this one's where is this greater than 0? Well, the whole thing is above, so that's all points, all real numbers is the solution. So I think that should get you started on solving inequalities using your grapher.